the news you need to know.
The feed.
It's Tuesday, October 30th, and here are your top stories. Hold on to your butts, people, because I have some breaking news. Disney has just purchased the rights to Lucasfilm and plans to release Star Wars Episode 7 in 2015. Yes, and Disney said more films were expected to follow to continue the Star Wars saga. Some newsies are even saying Disney will release a new film every 2 to 3 years after Episode 7 comes out. Now, right now, there are no further details as to whether or not Lucas himself will be attached to the project or if it'll be live action or animated, but what we do know is that old George, who was the sole owner of Lucasfilm, just made a cool $4 billion by deciding to sell. Wowza, that's a lot of cash. We will have a loop discussion tomorrow about the acquisition. Here's to hoping we get a theme park called Disneylando. Yeah. All right, you didn't like it, that's fine. Now, you might have noticed some of the internet hasn't been working since yesterday. You can thank Sandy for that. The storm has outed a major server called Datagram. It's located in the financial district of Manhattan. Surprise, surprise, flooding and power outages have taken it out, and it took down some major sites with it, like the Huffington Post, BuzzFeed, Gawker, IO9, Gizmodo, and others. The Huffington Post and BuzzFeed have since come back online with fewer stories and stripped down versions of their sites. And the storm has been affecting every kind of transportation imaginable. First, in an iconic twist, the giant storm forced director Darren Aronofsky to suspend shooting on his latest movie, Noah. The film, which stars Russell Crowe and Emma Watson, recounts the biblical story of Noah's Ark and had to shut down yesterday as Hurricane Sandy approached the northeast coast. And now one of the movie's 250-foot-long replicas of the Ark is in danger of being destroyed. And in sadder news, the HMS Bounty, which you might remember as the ship in numerous blockbuster films like The Pirates of the Caribbean or Mutiny on the Bounty, was sunk yesterday when it was caught in the middle of the storm. Most of the crew was safely rescued, but unfortunately one crew member died and the ship's captain remains missing. Even the Space Shuttle Enterprise isn't safe from Sandy's wrath. The protective structure that housed the shuttle was blown completely away, leaving it exposed to the storm's brutal elements. So far, there have been no reports of damage to the spacecraft itself, but I think it's safe to say that she'll probably have some scars on her once the storm is through. Speaking of Sandy, it looks like Comic-Con will be staying in San Diego. See what I did there? Okay. The con's organizers have struck a deal with the city to extend their contract through 2016, but there was one stipulation. They'll only stay if the convention center is expanded. To that. This news comes after bids from both Los Angeles and Anaheim, which already have larger convention centers. Of course, organizers say they want to keep Comic-Con at its birthplace in San Diego, but they've received a lot of complaints in recent years about how crowded it's been. So yesterday, San Diego's Mayor Jerry Sanders announced plans to drop $500 million to expand the convention center and keep the con. Yeah! We cannot wait to see if this will help ease the crowded event in the future, or maybe, just maybe, this is an evil plan to sell more tickets. I might have to talk to Bustus about this. I'm Sarah Underwood, and you've just been fed, and now over to Candace.